second.
You don't have my thing. I can't see the live stream.
I'll get you. All right.
We're live?
We're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first live stream. Is there anyone even on?
Let's start.
Zero. I'm going to talk to myself for 1 straight hour because no one will be on this live stream. I'm just kidding. Hopefully someone will show up.
Talk to us about what you're doing, what you're working on.
Hi everyone. For a while now, we have wanted to try to do a live stream. And so we took our little video break there for a little while, and now we are ready to try our first live stream. So here we are. So, we didn't advertise it or anything because we don't know what we're doing whatsoever. I've got like 9,000 cords around me. Not sure if you can see this or hear me or anything, so hopefully you can, I don't know. Talbot's gonna log in to an iPad so that hopefully I can see and interact with you. That's kind of the point of a live stream, I believe. Oh! I can see you! Hello, everyone! Oh, cool. All right. So, we're live, actually, and they can hear me. So if you have any questions or anything, this is actually going to be a workout for me. Very simple workout. I've been doing for the last 5 weeks. I've been doing kind of like a sprint distance training phase. And this is the final workout. Next week, I'm actually going to do a test session. I'm going to do a 1,000 yard TT in the pool. And then I do a 20K TT. Hey, I have been swimming. Owison O'Hara, I swam this morning, 4K already. Anyways, what was I saying? And then we'll do a 20K all-out TT on the bike to a 5K off the bike. And then we'll take the rest of the week easy because I do believe you shouldn't go much more than 6 weeks of continuous training without A, testing yourself, and B, taking some recovery. So that's what we're going to do. That's one of the lessons from last season because there was like no races on the schedule, and I did find myself kind of training myself to death. So we're going to try and not do that this year. And even if there is no race, we're going to do a race type effort, taper into it a little, and recover after. So that's a long-winded way to introduce what the workout's going to be. It's the final workout in the block, and it will be 4 times 7 minutes at, I don't know what to call it, maybe middle to upper threshold with 1 minute recovery. You see I'm warming up in the TT position. Another lesson I learned is I did that 1 hour thing. I did Daytona, etc. I did a lot of TT stuff. And I must say, I think it's important to train in the TT for sure. Like, I think you should do most of your easy riding, if not all of it, in the TT if you swim like me and have to rely on a really strong bike. But I do think you should probably do a lot of intervals in the uprights just so you can get really big power, because that is one thing that I feel that I let kind of go by the wayside was I started doing all my intervals in the TT too, and I definitely let my uppers come down. I actually felt like I had better power in Daytona in 2019, even though I prepared way better for it. So I thought in 2020. So one change I would make is I would definitely do a lot more in the uprights. So today I'm going to do the quality in the uprights. All right, we got some questions here. 2021 goals from Luke Healy. 2021 goals. Unfortunately, as you know, a lot of uncertainty in the world. And so there's a race in Miami, Challenge Miami. I think that's got a decent shot at going off. That's like March 12th. Definitely targeting that one. Works perfect. And then I'll train for, mainly sprint and Olympic distance type efforts. And then that race will be 1 mile swim to a 60K bike to I think a 13 or so K run. So that works perfectly. And then from then on, it's kind of like, just like 2020, you kind of just got to be ready to go in the event that a race stays on the schedule and you get to do it. So in a perfect world, I will do St. George 70.3 as race number 2. And then I got to get a KQ, so I'll be in Tulsa, Ironman Tulsa, 3 weeks after St. George, which I think will make actually a nice test, because this year 70.3 Worlds, if it goes off, is in St. George, and it's 3 weeks before Kona. So that'll be an interesting challenge to try and prepare for a world-class 70.3 and a world-class Ironman concurrently. So it would be nice to get a bit of a test of the theories, anyway, of how to train for something like that properly, using St. George and Tulsa. After that, complete uncertainty. The Collins Cup was originally, the PTO event was originally scheduled for same weekend as Tulsa, but they had to reschedule it to August because I just don't know how. I'm not even sure you can travel to Europe from the United States right now. That's where I'm at. So I wouldn't even be able to go as things stands right now. So hopefully by June or July, maybe we'll be starting to kind of get back to normal, or whatever, something resembling normal, and get a half-decent second half of the season in. Otherwise, I'm just focusing on the process. As you know, I suck at swimming and have to improve that, so that is going to make up the vast majority of my focus, while still, at least becoming a better TT rider and keeping my bike and run numbers at least where they are. Why aren't you using erg mode? From Paul Smith. I used erg mode for many years, and I love erg mode, but I just find the power production to be a little bit different. So how Zwift works, I have this programmed in as a workout, and it basically gives you like your choice, but like a 2% grade. And so I find the power production to be a little different in that, I am choosing the cadence to produce that power, and I can downshift like right now. Now my cadence is up to 85. And just very easily, I find it more lifelike, like riding on the road. And erg mode's great, time and a place for everything. But for these workouts, I do prefer to shift, downshift, upshift, particularly at the end of a hard interval. You can downshift quick, have no tension on the thing, spin the legs out. There's a bit of a lag in erg mode. Anyways, time and place for everything. Oh, we got a donation! Rick Hergers. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate it. Any more Zwift races in 2021? Zwift is doing another Pro Tri Series. It's actually going to be the first one with running, which obviously is really intriguing. For me, I'd love to do one or two, but to do 4 races week after week, I mean, it's quite taxing. This is some tough competition on Zwift, man. And I want to, but to be honest with you, I want to win Challenge Miami. So that's March 12th. I don't know how much you know about the PTO stuff, but the qualification for the Collins Cup and the year-end bonus takes your 3 best races of 2021. So unfortunately, I don't think they're going to count Zwift races. So, oh, Laura Jean's calling in, Talbot, just letting you know. But support it. It'll be every week in the month of February. Have you thought about doing IM Wales? I would love to do all the Ironmans, especially considering I didn't even do an Ironman race in 2020. So they all, anyone that happens, I would like to do. I think Tulsa has a pretty good shot at happening, and it's only about 12 hours car ride away, so that'll probably be my one for 2021. Yes, I am back in the dirty tea. Correct. Oreo Valley, as some people refer to it. What do I think of Christian Blumenfeld? I think he's a guy who is going to be hard to beat at long course racing. When he gets everything, I mean, definitely what I can tell from those guys, they train effing hard. And there's a lot of risk. I've done it. There's a lot of risk when you train hard and you push the limits of human capacity. Unfortunately for him, he got an injury going into Daytona, and it's a shame because he would have been a contender. So it's just, you know, if he can find that line and not cross it, then he will be a contender over certainly over the 70.3 in the Ironman distance. Both him and Gustav are amazing all-around athletes. Yes, I'm on the TT bike. Merch update. Putting an order in. Got to remember we're printing all this stuff at my local printer, so you know it don't work. Stuff don't happen that fast. So another probably 3 weeks, and we'll have the store topped back up, hopefully. But complete lockdown back in winter right now, so everything's moving real slow. Vincent Louis thoughts. Amazing. I creeped him when we were at the pool because I wanted to see what the best guys actually look like. And guy is doing 50 is yard spool, but guy's doing 55-second hundreds for reps on about a 120 send-off. That is unfathomable for me. For pure swimmers, I mean, they're like, oh yeah, that's not bad. But in triathlon world, 55s, it's like, in meters, it's like 101 for reps. It's hard to wrap my head around. And then obviously, excellent on the bike and really good on the run. So these are guys, the game's changing. You know what I'm saying? If I don't learn to swim this year, well, I mean, I'll be fighting for podium, not for wins. So it's now or never for me. Never more have I felt that than when I saw those guys in real life at the PTO race. So I'll keep trying to answer. No guarantees. I'm going to target. These are going to be 4 times 7 minutes at, let's just call it, almost 100% of FTP. FTP being around 400. So 1 minute recovery, I mean, it's not a lot of recovery. They're pretty hard. First one's not too bad. Number 4 is absolutely horrible. So I'll keep trying to talk, but I can't guarantee anything.
We'll bump the music during intervals if you want.
So people ask about my heart rate. Why is my heart rate so low? What, is your power meter broken? Well, I thought that myself for a while, but I have literally used over the years 10 different power meters, 15 different power meters, and the power is pretty constant on all the meters. So I just have a really low heart rate. I did a test one time. It'll take me a little longer to answer questions. I did a test one time with a swim club, and they had the best swimmer swim next to me. I swam all out 100. Head gonna explode off my body. He swam next to me. My heart rate was still lower than his, even though it was, 150 something for me, which, is like vomitous. We sort of foiled the example. The example was supposed to be using heart rate, how much harder I was working than him, but heart rate is a relative metric. Check out my Talbot comparative video going at Mount Lemon to see how significant difference in heart rate can be. When's the mustache make a comeback? Right now, looks like I just need to get a razor in general, let alone shave it into a mustache. So, we'll see. Get lazy sometimes. Comment about torque. 78 RPM. It's actually a little bit of research arguing that lower cadence stuff is good for reducing VLA max. So VLA max being the rate at which you produce lactate. The lower that rate, supposedly, the lower your dependence on carbohydrate, which obviously would be optimal for an Ironman. So I don't mind grinding it out a bit. My race RPM is about 80 to 85. No, Canyon hasn't asked for the Dowsit bike back yet, so don't tell him. I think I'm gonna hang on to it. I do want to go to altitude one day when we're able to travel freely again and take another crack at it at altitude. So Head and Canyon were kind enough to let me hang on to the equipment I used in the 1 hour thing. I have been to Vancouver in the airport. Really nice airport. Would love to see the city of Vancouver one of these days. Why the gloves indoors? Palms get sweaty, bro. Don't want to slip. Fall off the bike. Good friend of mine fell off his bike on the trainer. I'm not going to name any names. You know who you are. Dangerous, these trainers. I do intervals in the TT. Yes, but not right now. This is just give me 100% or close to FTP. That's all I want. we're going to do a 20K TT next week, of which I did all of my training in the easy stuff in the TT and all of my intervals in the uprights. So about 75% of my total volume in the TT position. And well, we'll put it to the test on next week in 20K TT. My goal will definitely be 400 watts for 20K. I would answer the swimming question, but it would require a lot of talking, and I can't talk much at the moment. Max heart rate's about 170, so you can do the math. Certainly not an easy workout. Used to use the sauna. I think sauna would be good for getting the muscles warm and then doing some stretching in terms of heat prep. Maybe every now and then, but that's only, let's say a month into your A heat race. Most of the season, you just want to give yourself an opportunity to recover and train hard and consistently. Oh, minute and a half recovery. Wow, what a pleasant surprise. Holy cow. That's going to be wonderful. Oh God. That interval is about 406. Not bad. Mateus, David says you should go to sleep. Don't cut sleep, bro. I'm not going to be responsible for you cutting sleep. Very important. Stay for one more interval and then hit the sack. Or set a 15, 20-minute alarm and come back for the fourth interval. It's all relative, My recovery, whatever, 205, 220. It's all just relative to your own system. The workouts are all the same. If you're doing them right, they're just relative to your system. Okay, enough of that recovery crap. So, I don't want to overshoot this workout too much. I don't know if you can see it, but one of my big beliefs says here on the wall, one great workout will not win a race. 30 to 40 good workouts strung together in close proximity is what wins races. So, just good consistent training. Don't get injured. Can't win a race if you're not on the start line. I know that. Learned that one in 2019. Missed a lot of my favorite races. Definitely planning to do St. George in May. That's, if I had to pick a favorite 70.3, that would be it. So, a lot of fond memories on that course. Increase threshold or increase recovery first? I say both. Those are both dials that you can turn. This isn't very complicated. You just alter intensity, alter duration, alter recovery. In between intervals, just play around with the dials. Provides different stimulus to the body. Body wants to change and make the efforts less strenuous. And that's it. Just trying to keep it fun, keep it interesting. If all you do is 5 times 5 minutes every week, it's going to get boring. So tinker around with the various dials. You know, take recovery, and you will improve if you allow your body to absorb the training and provide an adequate stimulus. Maximal heart rate, about 170. So, I did my 5K in 14:34, and I think I averaged 155, something like that. No, 151 with a max of about 161. So, this effort isn't too far off a 255 kilometer for me. It's like a 3-minute K for me, but for 7 minutes. My heart rate on stream says to me 145. First ever FTP. Ooh. Didn't have power for the first 3 or 4 years. I didn't get power until summer 2014. Of which then I was probably around 380 if I had to estimate. So 7 years of training, and here I am at around 400 or so. Slow and steady. Yeah, I use the stride sometimes. I like it when going between treadmills, get a sense of how different they are speed-wise. Also good when, for whatever reason, GPS is kind of crap. The Z Pro Tri-Race actually is gonna, for the run portion, is gonna rely on either the run RUNN thing or stride pod to try and keep that a somewhat level playing field. My trainer difficulty actually is not relevant for this because in Zwift workout mode, it provides a constant grade which you can control. So the grade's at about 2% constantly for this whole ride. I have used a Woodway curve before. Cool. Great for engaging your posterior chain. Great for warming up. I don't know if I do a ton of running on it because it is very different than actual running. Woo! These are starting to hurt a little here. I want to thank you guys for tuning in because, well, we're already halfway through the workout and I don't even really remember pushing the pedals, so a great distraction. Someone said, what was my 100th time? Nick said, what was my 100th time at the beginning of triathlon? And I would say, well, my first race in Bell River, Ontario, for 500 meters, I averaged 2:45 per 100. Can you change that view? I can't see my... I gotta see that start banner there. So, I would say my all-out 100 in the beginning, 220, 210. Lap 3, starting to hurt. These are kind of the money makers here. Anyone can do 2 times 7 at, 100 to 102% of FTP. But 3 and 4 is where you kind of find out what you're made of. Treadmill versus road. Everything is good in moderation. Too much treadmill, not good. Too much road, not good. I try and keep my treadmill, and I log this stuff. It's important. Try and keep my treadmill mileage over 50%. I want to do this stuff for the rest of my life, not just as a pro for a couple years, It's important to think about long-term effects. And I got the treadmill with the runner's flex or whatever you want to call it. And it's really springy. It really saves your joints. So try and spend at least 50% on there. Well, the problem with too much treadmill is, first off, it's a lot softer than the road. So you might get on the road for a half or a full and find the pounding really deteriorates you. Also, you're always running straight. As far as I know, there's no course that is just straight. And finally, there's something about producing speed yourself compared to just keeping up. And those are the 3 big ones, I think. Plus, the track is a great place to really push yourself. Oh, I'm the biggest believer in treadmill running. It's safe, it's good for you, but I still try and get outside. In the winter, no problem. But leading into a race, definitely want to produce some speed myself out on the road. Yes, Philip McVie, I recommend my playlist. Can we link my playlist on Spotify?
I'll put it in the description.
All right, Talbot's gonna put it in the description. I've been working on it for over 3 years, so it's all my favorite kind of deep house, progressive type tracks. Starting to hurt. No, Chan's out. I'm on the CFX right now because I ruin bikes from the sweat of indoor training. So keeping my CFR as an outdoor bike for the time being. Yeah, sometimes Wahoo drops a connection. I found turning all unnecessary Bluetooth off in the training room really helps alleviate that. Yearly training volume, maybe 1,000 hours. Kind of make an interesting video, analyze the last 10 years of training volumes. $80-20 for sure. Intensity distribution. Maybe even a little less. First Ironman. Enjoy it, Carlos. Enjoy the journey. If you do it right, it will change you. It'll make you a better person. You'll learn a lot of stuff that you can apply throughout your whole life outside of sport. Oh, God. Gotta focus for a second, guys. Oh. Hurts so bad. Talbot is sitting right across from me, so he doesn't need to call this time. I could not set this up myself. Oh, wow. That's starting to hurt. Oh. Oh. This is one of the most satisfying workouts because when you go downstairs for the rest of the day, your legs wobble under you. It's a wonderful, satisfying accomplishment. Oh, God. It does hurt. Don't think that it doesn't hurt. Claudio, thanks for the donation, my friend. What performance markers would you like to see in your training to confidently go head-to-head versus Jan? You know, I don't know if I can focus on these external type things I just got to give myself fully to this endeavor. And if I do that, I don't know, maybe I can give him a run for his money one day. Not with this swim though. Got to get to swim better. But you ain't beating yawn when you swim like me. If you ain't pushing over 400 watts for 7 minutes, I'll tell you that much. Absolutely not. Tom Wang, thanks man for the donation. Started training again seriously. Thanks to your 5K series. Thank you. Oh, thanks man. And thanks Talbot. Thank you, brother. I don't know if I can talk too much on this one, guy. It's this is the one that you start saying the F word a few times usually. I do anyway. Sometimes I don't even notice it. That's the weird part. Aaron's like, you were swearing a lot in there today. I'm like, I was? I stretch after every session. Every single session. Very important. Shin splints. I've had them before, Nikki. Not an expert in getting rid of them. I apologize. Treadmill. Taxation. I don't know. Oh, God. Hurting. All Zwift. All the time. On the trainer. Aaron uses our Netflix subscription, enough for both of us. You get in trouble for that one. Oh, God. Right now I'm using Bluetooth. Talbot's using my gaming computer. Usually I do use Amp Plus with that. Oh, God. I use the rollers all the time. Excellent training aid, specifically for your easy stuff, especially down in the TT position. Ah! Just Zwift. Zwift's the only game. I love poker too, but it doesn't love me. Yes, accurate heart rate. I feel like I'm gonna vomit soon. Okay, almost there. Oh. Oh, wow. Hurting. I would choose yoga over strength. Not going to be a popular answer, but for me, crazy tight. Have to remedy that regularly. That Bradley Wiggins 1 hour thing is one of the most amazing human feats of all time. 450. Dead steady. No movement. Amazing. Love UFC. I'm not on Strava because all my stuff's on Zwift. So, Zwift is my Strava. And the floor map is my swimming Strava. Oh, favorite person to race against. For development, Jan Ferdinand. For banter and a good race, probably Andrew Starkowicz, if you can believe that, or Cam Work. Lisa Stubbs, thank you for the donation, much appreciated. Hi to everyone at Havering Triathlon Club. Stay strong, everybody. Keep working hard. We're going to be racing soon enough. And hopefully, you'll have capitalized on this. Become a better athlete. Thank you, Brendan. Wade. Oh. Congrats on FTP record. 302. Excellent work. Keep it up, buddy. No, Cam Moore's probably trolling my Instagram right now. He's not. He doesn't have time for YouTube. It's a full-time job trolling my other platforms. Oh God. I would choose running if I can only do one sport because I find it meditative, very meditative for me. Oh God. Wow. Oh. Oh. That hurt. That hurt. Fortunately. Well, I don't know about fortunately, but we do move to a different phase of training after a week recovers. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't get any easier. It only gets harder. I'm just kidding. I love it. I love this stuff. What was your power for the Canadian record? I didn't use a power meter. You're not allowed to look at it, so I decided to just go off of feeling, and Erin gave me my splits per lap on the side. She gave me my K splits, actually. And I know from practice, with all the same equipment on, 50K took about 390 watts, and I went 51.3, so I'd have to estimate 395 to 400. Rich. I haven't done a ton of, like, my position's not great relative to Pro Tour guys, so I actually was quite happy with it. Every week I take Sunday off, completely off. Here goes the gloves. Taking them off. Favorite bike workout? It's a tough one. They all have their value. You know, obviously, something like 3x30 is an awesome one to do into a 70.3. Because if you've been working hard, doing things properly, you should have a lot of confidence. So I would choose that one. How many calories a day? I calculated a couple times when I was around usually 6,000. at Laverack on the stream. What's up, buddy? Keep up the good work. Do I find that lack of strength leads to tightness? Thanks, Peter G, for the donation. Much appreciated. I feel like I do a lot of strength. Just, I do this workout pretty well every week. 1.5, 2-minuters at 450, 470. You need quite a bit of strength to do that. I get it. I get that it's not explosive like a squat or a deadlift. I'm not hating on strength. The question was yoga or strength? They're both good. If you got time, do them both. If I'm limited for time, I'm choosing the yoga. Well, I don't know about like a yoga routine, but I have my series of stretches that I will do immediately after this workout. I have done quite a bit of strength training now over the years. Yes, still working with David. Very integral piece of my team. Keeps me on track, focused, not wandering off down random pathways. Thanks, Aaron. Kiwi. One day I'd like to graduate from university. Maybe when it's free and you're over 65 or whatever, I'll go back and finish that off. Can you train your mind? I think most of the training is of your mind. Wait, this workout right now, for instance, had I written up, my worst interval there was 405 watts. You'll notice on the screen, I had it written as 395. But because all you were tuning in, keeping me honest, motivating me, I was able to push 405 while talking. So it's all in the mind. How often do you clean your bike? My bike mechanic, Jamie from Cycle Culture, will know that I never clean it. And I actually, one time, I went to Ironman Arizona, 2015 or 16, and was doing an easy ride outside, and my brakes failed because I had sweat so much into the braking system that it rusted and snapped. So we were literally at a bike shop going through their parts drawer, trying to find this like random bike brake spring to make them working. And I mean, I'd have done the race without brakes, but it's against the rules. Do you enjoy training in Canada or Arizona more? Well, in the winter, I do most of my training indoors, so it don't really matter where I am. In the wintertime, though, when you spend so much indoors training, it is nice to go outside and feel the sun on your skin. So there are no indoor pools here. It's all outdoor swimming. So. Especially after getting that stress fracture, I got my vitamin D tested a few weeks after, and it was very low. And so I'm always a little bit worried about getting a bit of sun exposure. Chris Fit, thanks for the donation. Chris Fit, shout out. Of course! Chris Fit, thanks for tuning in. Check out Chris Fit's content after this. triathlon training and his Ironman journey. Keep it up. I don't post my training on Strava because I post it all on Zwift automatically. After
Zwift companion app.
on the Zwift companion app, on the Zwift companion app, after every workout. And Zwift has been great to me. Great company right from the beginning. I think they've improved a lot of people's lives, especially now when many of us are confined indoors. And so I would like to, if you're going to go tune into some training data, go do it on the Zwift companion app. Claudio, thank you for the donation. Oh yeah, we kind of got in trouble for that a little bit. He's joking about Talbot did Ironman Cozumel, but he wore my jersey and pretended he was me. No, it wasn't me. I'm slow, but not that slow. Come on. He's a better swimmer than me. We got in a little bit of trouble for that. Well, Talbot did. I mean, because apparently it's an actual thing. People are paying or whatever other people to race for them to get a Kona slot. News to us. And Talbot kind of got a little stern warning about pretending to he's a different person but racing as himself. So it was fun. I mean, that was some funny stuff, you have to admit. But don't do it. You get in trouble. If there was another sport, I love sports. I obviously just focusing on like what my strengths and weaknesses are. A logical one would be CrossFit at least has swimming, biking, and running. So to actually excel, maybe CrossFit, I obviously have to put on 40 pounds of muscle or something. Fighting, I love watching mixed martial arts. I don't know if I would enjoy the after effects of mixed martial arts, but I love golf. Horrible, one of the worst golfers in the world. Am I worried about my competitors seeing my numbers? Well, I watched Vincent Louis swim for, I don't know, 20 minutes, and it didn't do anything for my swimming. So, no, you can stare at these numbers all day. Unfortunately, if it worked that way, I would just move to wherever Vincent Louis lives and just sit on deck and watch him swim. What do I think I can run a marathon? I ran around the bay, 30K, and I averaged 3:13 per kilometer, which predicts like a 2:18 marathon. So I think I could break 2:20. Thank you, Fahad Khan. Appreciate it. Need a training partner. I actually swim with a swim club right now, and it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. You need to swim with people. And I've got 5,237 people riding with me on Zwift in Watopia right now, so fair amount of training partners there. Longest ever run, 45K in 2:45. Treadmill.
Maybe you can do a big group ride next time.
Yeah, next time maybe you can do the workout with me. We'll see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. I gotta go do my yoga. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you if you liked it. Comment below, and we'll try to do it again sometime. Thanks, everybody.